Treat the women in your lives with respect and kindness. A man's character is defined by how he honors those who love him. Uzo was a young man in his early 30s, full of charm and ambition. Born into a well-to-do family, he grew up enjoying the privileges of wealth. His father, Mazuchi, was a respected elder in the community, known for his wisdom and fair judgment. Uzo, however, had a streak of selfishness and entitlement that often went unchecked. He was accustomed to getting what he wanted, and these traits would later define his relationships. For 8 years, Uzo was in a relationship with Susan, a devoted woman who believed they would one day build a life together. Susan was from a modest background, and her love for Uzo was pure and unconditional. Their love story began like a fairy tale, with Uzo showering Susan with attention and promises of a bright future. However, over time, cracks began to appear. One morning, Susan noticed she wasn't feeling too well. She suspected pregnancy, as this was not her first time being pregnant. So from her previous pregnancy symptoms, she decided to take a test, and her suspicion became true. She had mixed feelings. She didn't know if to be happy or not, as the previous times she got pregnant, Uzo would cajole her into having abortions, and she obliges with the hope of a better future with him. Susan became pregnant for the fourth time. She decided to surprise Uzo with the results. This time around, Uzo will be so excited. Oh, I can't wait to share the news with him. We're going to become parents soon. Finally. She thought to herself, with excitement written all over her face. She wanted to break the news to Uzo on his birthday. On that day, she dressed up in a beautiful dress, looking all elegant and charming. She gave him an envelope. He quickly grabbed the envelope to see the contents in it, as he thought it was a birthday gift Susan had prepared for him. But his countenance changed upon seeing the contents, with sadness written all over his face. Uzo pressured her into having an abortion again, and convincing her it wasn't the right time to have a child. He painted vivid pictures of the life they could live together once they were ready, but his words were empty. Reluctantly, Susan agreed, sacrificing her own dreams of motherhood for a future with Uzo. Tragically, after the fourth abortion, Susan lost her womb and could no longer conceive. The news devastated her, but she clung to the hope that Uzo would love her and his love would remain steadfast. However, Uzo's true colors emerged. Months later, he started a relationship with another woman, Alice, a vibrant and kind-hearted individual who knew nothing of Uzo's past with Susan. Uzo quickly charmed Alice and their relationship blossomed. Within a short time, Alice became pregnant. Uzo, eager to start anew, began making plans to marry her. He even went as far as visiting her family for an introduction, a gesture that signaled his seriousness. The rumor spread throughout the community. Susan was still in doubt. She never paid listening ears to what people were saying about Uzo's entanglement with another woman. Not even her family and friends could convince her enough. She believed Uzo was her soulmate and nothing could come in between them, so she thought. Her friends talked to her, but she dismissed them. She wouldn't also listen to her family. She had high hopes that Uzo would never leave her. One evening, Susan's world was shattered further. She went to the local bar to see her friend who worked there. On reaching there, she saw Uzo and his friend Nduka discussing and drinking. She decided to hide behind the wall to listen to what Uzo was saying. Uzo spoke casually, unaware of her presence. "I can't marry Susan, no," Uzo said bluntly. "She's a damaged goose now. How can I settle down with a woman who can't even give me children? I need an heir, someone to carry on my name. Susan is definitely not that woman, please," Uzo said. Nduka seemed surprised. "But you've been with her for so long. This woman has been through a lot. Doesn't that count for something?" Nduka asked. Uzo chuckled coldly. "Susan is desperate. She will cling to me no matter what I do. But marriage? Never. She's a liability now. And I've found someone better. Alice is already pregnant for me. I will marry her and end things with Susan. Her family even knows because I've done introduction. So Susan should just wait. I will end things with her very soon." Uzo said. Susan's heart broke into 1,000 pieces. The man she had loved, sacrificed for, and trusted had not only betrayed her, but also belittled her in the cruelest way. Tears streamed down her face as she quietly walked away. Everyone, including her friends and family, consoled her, but she wouldn't take it. She was determined to know exactly where she wronged Uzo, and to be sure Uzo was in his right senses. Unable to hold back her anguish, Susan confronted Uzo the next day. "How could you say such things about me, Uzo?" Susan asked, her voice trembling with emotion. "After everything I've done for you, Uzo, I risked my life all for you. After all the sacrifices I've made, I lost my womb. I had a series of abortions. You promised me a better future. Why are you abandoning me now, Uzo, please? Why would you even have to belittle me in the presence of Oduka, our friend?" Susan said amidst sobs. Uzo, taken aback by her directness, quickly denied it. "Susan, what are you talking about? Who told you such lies?" he said, feigning innocence. His denial only deepened Susan's pain. "Don't insult my intelligence, Uzo. I heard you with my own ears," she said. "You think I'm so desperate I wouldn't find out? What do you even take me for?" "Susan, let's not fight though," Uzo said dismissively. "Let's spend some time together and talk things over. We should enjoy ourselves. There's nothing going on." Despite the betrayal, he extended an invitation for them to meet one last time. To Susan, this was the height of his selfishness. Not only had he betrayed her, but now he wanted to use her for his own satisfaction one final time. She agreed to meet him, masking her true feelings with a calm demeanor. It was during this planned meeting that Susan decided to plot her revenge. At their last meeting, Uzo welcomed Susan warmly, as though nothing had happened. He brought her a drink, trying to charm her like old times. But Susan, who had come prepared, laced the drink with poison. Uzo, unsuspecting, drank it without hesitation, believing it to be a gesture of goodwill. Hours later, Uzo began feeling unwell. He returned home, vomiting and in severe pain. Alice, who had just come to visit Uzo, was worried and confused upon seeing Uzo and asked what had happened. "What has happened, my love? Why are you feeling this way? What is the problem? Please talk to me." Alice was so worried. Uzo weakly recounted his meeting with Susan and the drink she had given him. Alarmed, Alice called their mutual friend Ndoka, and together they rushed Uzo to the hospital. Unfortunately, Uzo's condition worsened, and just after they had arrived at the hospital, he passed away. The news of Uzo's death spread quickly, and his family was devastated. They demanded justice and had Susan arrested. At the police station, Susan didn't deny what she had done. She explained her actions, revealing the years of manipulation and heartbreak Uzo had caused her, culminating in her losing her ability to have children. She also shared the pain of his final insult, using her even after deciding to abandon her. Crowds gathered at the police station, eager to see her with their own eyes and hear the truth for themselves. Her mother came to visit her, weeping uncontrollably. "My child, why did you do this?" she sobbed. She held Susan's hands, unable to comprehend the depth of her suffering. Susan could only look down in remorse. Her friends also came to visit, bringing food and offering comfort. Some condemned her actions, while others understood her pain. "You should have walked away, Susan," one friend said softly, holding her hand. "Revenge doesn't heal wounds, it only deepens them." When Uzo's father, Maziuchi, heard the full story, he was deeply troubled. He asked to speak to Susan. Listening to her tale of betrayal and loss, Maziuchi felt a wave of guilt and shame for his son's actions. He told the police to release Susan, saying, "Yes, it is painful I lost my son, but my son was not innocent now. He brought this upon himself with his deceit and cruelty. This lady has suffered enough. Imagine losing your womb, having series of abortion, yet he abandons her. Please, I forgive her. Just release her, please," he pleaded with the police. She was released. After her release, Susan returned home. But she found little solace. The community was divided in their opinion of her actions. Some sympathized with her, understanding the pain Uzo had caused, while others condemned her for taking a life. No matter what he has done to her, she doesn't need to take his life. He didn't deserve to die, they said. Susan's life became a lonely one, marked by regrets and sorrow. She spent her days reflecting on the choices she had made and the consequences that followed. A few weeks later, Susan and her mother went to visit Maziuchi to thank him for his compassion and to apologize for the pain caused. With tears in her eyes, Susan knelt before him, saying, "I am deeply sorry for what had happened, Mazi. I never wanted things to end this way. Please, Nam, forgive me. I do pray and hope that Uzo forgives me too. Please," she said amidst sobs. Maziuchi sighed heavily. his eyes filled with sorrow. Even though it is painful, I lost my son. It is not for me to judge, Susan. My son made his choices, and we all must live with the consequences. I only pray that you find peace. I forgive you, he said. Meanwhile, Mazuchi was determined to honor his son's memory in a way that could bring healing and change. He called for a gathering of the community where he shared the full story of Uzo and Susan. With tears in his eyes, he admitted his son's faults and begged the young men in the village to learn from Uzo's mistakes. Treat the women in your lives with respect and kindness, he implored. A man's character is defined by how he honors those who love him, he concluded. Alice, on the other hand, struggled to move forward after Uzo's death. She was left with the responsibility of raising their unborn child alone, a burden that felt overwhelming. The dreams she had of a family with Uzo were shattered, leaving her to pick up the pieces of a life she had never planned for. With time, Alice gave birth to a baby boy, whom she named Chukwuma, meaning God knows best. Though raising a child as a single mother was challenging, Alice found strength in her son. She moved back to her family's home, where she received support and guidance. Determined to provide a better life for Chukwuma, Alice took on various jobs and worked tirelessly. Her love for her son became her driving force, helping her to rebuild her life and find purpose again. The story of Uzo and Susan became a lesson passed down through generations. It was retold in homes, schools, and community gatherings, not as a tale of revenge, but as a cautionary story about the consequences of betrayal, deceit, and the failure to value others. Young men and women alike were reminded of the importance of empathy, integrity, and honesty in their relationships. This story serves as a powerful reminder of the importance of integrity. Betrayal and selfishness can lead to grievous consequences, not just for the people directly involved, but for everyone around them. Love should never be one-sided or built on false promises. True love is about commitment, respect, and valuing the well-being of your partner. What do you think Susan should have done differently? Do you think Maziuchi did the right thing by forgiving Susan? Why or why not? Do you think Susan's actions was justified? Have you or someone you know ever faced betrayal in a relationship? How did you even handle it? Lastly, if you were in Alice's shoe, how would you move forward after Uzo's betrayal and death? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed the story and learned something valuable from it. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Your support helps keep the stories alive, spreading important lessons for all. Turn on notification bell so you never miss an update. Until next time, have an amazing day.